Hi guys, welcome to your 2018 Sparkler Juniors Managers Meeting. This meeting will be available on our website for parents, fans, and coaches to watch. We got some feedback last year that people thought the Managers Meeting was kind of a waste of time at the junior level, so we decided to give it a try it on a video. And I'll leave it at this. You're responsible for knowing what's in this video. You're responsible for making sure that your assistants and parents and fans know what's in this video. My name's Scott Cameron. I'm the tournament host again this year. I want to welcome you to the largest softball tournament in the country. Between the Sparkler Fireworks and Juniors, we'll have 1,000 teams, darn near 1,000 teams this year. Our little portion of it with the 12s and 14s will be 350 teams. That's the largest Sparkler Juniors ever. I'll begin by telling you that all teams must check in at opening ceremonies. That does not mean that a manager needs to be present at the opening ceremonies. What it does mean is that somebody from the team needs to stop by and pick up your packet. If you fail to pick up your packet, you won't get your wristbands for the kids. You won't have access to things at Sparkler and Fireworks. We don't gate a lot of stuff at the juniors. And we won't know you're here. So it'd be great if during the opening ceremonies, I'll tell you when those are in a moment, somebody from your team would stop by and pick up the stuff. Again, it's mandatory. We use formerly ASA, now USA rules with Triple Crown modifiers. There really aren't any Triple Crown modifiers at this time outside of some run rules. The question I get most frequently the last month is the Easton Ghost legal? The ASA stamped model is legal as we use ASA USA rules. Lineup rules. This is not a showcase event. Despite the fact that darn near every coaching staff in the nation will be here, this is not a showcase event. This is a tournament. It's a championship. And as such, we use Triple Crown lineup rules, and they are contained here. I know you can't read that now, but there's going to be one in your coach's packet. So if you don't have this, that's another reason to show up and pick up your packet. You can bat straight 9. You can bat the EPEH. You can bat 10 with EPEH. You can use the DP Flex bat 9, or you can use the DP Flex and EHEP and have 11 in the lineup batting 10. Again, all 4 lineup options are here. We'll include it in your coach's packet. If you have any questions, you need to stop and talk to a site supervisor to make sure you know what you're doing. Never will you bat 11. Never will you bat your lineup. Never will you have free substitution in pool or bracket play. All games are 1 hour 45 minutes, and we will finish the inning. Pools can end in a tie. Brackets must have a winner. The tiebreaker in pool is head-to-head. If we go more than, if we go into 3-way, or we have to go past head-to-head because it didn't exist. Run differential, runs allowed, then runs scored. If we get that far, never happened to me in 20 years of running tournaments, we'll coin flip. The run rule. For power pool, it would be the college rule of 5 runs or 8 runs after 5 innings. In the 12 and 14 open divisions, it'll be 8, 10, and 12 after 3, 4, and 5. That's a modification from the USA rule. You must be ready to play 15 minutes before your scheduled game time. If you were scheduled to play at 8 a.m., we may ask you to start at 7:45. Now, that's a bad example. It's first thing in the morning. But as we work through the tournament, sometimes you fall behind. You pick up time quickly. If you're scheduled at 3 p.m., I need you ready at the fields at 2:45. The umpires have been given permission to start the games 15 minutes early. We do not assign dugouts. I know that happens in a lot of places. First come, first serve for dugouts with us. We coin flip all games but the championships. Championships, by the way, in all divisions are no time limit. Our rule for lightning at all facilities is 6 miles. It varies on how they handle it. Some parks make you leave the park completely. Other parks will allow you to stay in the dugout or in the park. Whatever happens, if we get lightning within 6 miles, and it is the Sparkler Junior at the end of June in Colorado, so there's a good chance we'll have some, you need to comply with what the park or facility owner tells you to do. Bracket and weather updates are going to be done on Tourney Machine. We've made a transition this year from our internal software to Tourney Machine. You need to download that app and follow your team now. It's an incredibly useful application. It's really easy to follow. I will do all weather updates there, and from the time I push send to the time you get the update on what's happening with the weather or your team or the like is milliseconds. There's a no protest event. Don't come at us with anything. I know that you spend a lot of money to get here. I know that umpires aren't perfect. Neither are you. Neither am I. We don't allow protests for the event. I'll listen to you. My site supervisors will listen to you if you approach us in a reasonable manner. We don't have gate for the Sparkler Junior except in 2 places. Monday night for All-Star games starting at 1:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. in Loveland. We gate. It's $10 a head. We let you in with an active military card or in uniform. We let you in if you're over 60 or under 10. I'm not going to get too particular about if you're 59 or 11. We also gate Tuesday night in Erie for the pro game. It's no longer the NPF because the Scrapyard Dogs have moved on and they're barnstorming now. We will feature the Scrapyard Dogs, including Monica Abbott, against the U.S. Nationals. It's a team made up of players all from the national team. So that's a pretty cool deal. I don't know exactly who's on that roster yet, but it'll be a really high-quality event. Coolers are permitted in all complexes. You don't have to worry about that, and that leads me to concessions. Most will have concessions. If I don't have concessions, I've arranged food trucks. There are a few facilities, some 2s and 3s here and there, that I can't get concessions to, so I want you to plan ahead and have what you need with you. That's just the reality of a big event. Last thing for the general population on this is the decorum warning. So you may have heard in social media, we put it all over Facebook, it's been in the news if you live here in Colorado. There's an umpire shortage going on in this country, and it's because of how some of us treat our officials, and we're gonna do something about it. So we have this warning, it'll be up all over the field. I'm not gonna read the whole thing to you. I'll leave it up there long enough for you to read it if you want, but it says, warning, hey, don't act like a buffoon, don't act like a knucklehead. Again, I know you spend a lot of money to get here. I know that you expect perfection from our officials and from people like me, but you're not going to get it. You're going to get close. We have some of the best officials in the country. We fly them in from all over. They do their best. They do a good job for us. We do a good job for you. And I need you to act with decorum and with some manners. Okay? Enough on that. I'm going to move on to the opening ceremonies and a few other details, and then we'll get you out of here. The Northern Colorado 14 Open and Power Pool ceremonies are going to be held on Monday, June 25th from 10 to 1 in Loveland. Okay, that's at Barnes Park in Loveland. It's a new location. If you haven't been in Northern Colorado before, we have 10 fields there. We run a lot of games there, but we've moved it from Greeley to Loveland this year. I will have a map up for parking before Friday on our website. Parking is going to be at a premium like it always is for this event, so arrive early and plan to stay for a while. We have 5 parking lots that surround the area, and then you can also park on something called Railroad Road. That's all marked clearly in my map. We're holding it in an area that is a lot more spacious than we used to have, but we also expect a lot more people to show up because of it. We have 20 national vendors, all the biggies, you know, the Eastons, the Worsts, the Rawlings, apparel manufacturers. We have some local guys. We have a helmet dipper. We have some cool stuff coming. We have food. In the past, I've provided you pizza. This year, it's a pay-to-play food situation, but they've given us a lot of options. It's kind of carnival food. Pizza, tacos, hamburgers, hot dogs, wings, I think, slushies, all-American pastime that always makes that amazing root beer, and caramel corn. He'll be here. So that should be a great time. We'll have food. Oh, Crocs is coming with this 40-foot behemoth of a trailer. We'll have food. We'll have music. We'll have all these vendors come out and enjoy each other at the 14U opening ceremonies. During the opening ceremonies, we have the 11:30 parent-coach recruiting talk. That will happen in the North Pavilion. It's just across the river to the west by parking lot number 4, I believe. Might be parking lot number 3. It's marked with a purple X on the map, and you can't miss it. That's going to start at 11:30. We'll have coaches from all 5 divisions of softball. They'll come up and they'll kind of go through a forum with our national director, Elliot Finkelstein, and we'll go over things like academic fit, geographical fit, coaching fit, things like that. It's a pretty neat deal. We've done it for a few years now, and it's well attended. If you want a seat at that deal, I figure we got seating for 150 to 200 underneath the pavilion at picnic tables. It's going to end up standing room only. It always does. 1:30 in the north will open we'll open the gates for All-Star games. Again, entry for non-players is $10. Active military with an ID, seniors over 60, kids under 10 or 10 or under are free. Our All-Star games start at 3 o'clock. Warm-ups with the coaches begin at 2. They'll go till almost 10 o'clock that night. Our other gated evening is 7 p.m. on Tuesday night at the ballpark at Erie. Again, we'll have the former NPF, the Scrapyard Dogs, playing the Nationals, the U.S. Nationals. Great time, should be had by all. If you're in Northern Colorado, you're done. You can go. Colorado Springs opening ceremonies. So we moved 12 this year. We flopped them. We had 12 up here in the north last year. We moved 14s down south, and we discovered that college coaches didn't come in the numbers that we expected south, even though it was a great place to play. It was just a little too far away. So we flopped it. We're going to grow the 12s down there organically, see if we can turn it into what we've got with the 14s. You're going to love playing there, I got to tell you. It's right in the shadow of Pikes Peak. It's a really sports-friendly community. Beautiful place to play softball. We've got 24 fields and only 4 complexes, so we don't have to spread you out and move you around a lot. 3 of the fields are within 10 minutes of each other. The 3rd field is just 20 minutes to the north up I-25. It's really easy to get to. Our opening ceremonies for 12U are going to have a new field this year. I didn't concentrate so much on vendors and that kind of thing. I concentrated on things that 12-year-olds want to do, 11 and 12-year-olds want to do. It's on Monday, June 25th at Skyview from 4 to 7 p.m. We're going to have a parade. We're going to start lining up those kids for the dress-up parade at 3:30. They will check in at the entrance by gate 5. When you get there, it's really obvious what's what. There's a fourplex to the east, and then to the west, there's fields 5 and 6. Right in front of field 5, there's kind of a main entrance. We'll have that open. I'll have a check-in table there. If your team wants to participate in the dress-up parade, you check in there, we'll line you up, and at 4:15 precisely, we will start the music and start marching kids into the field, around the outfield, and then out of the outfield to the pin training ceremony. If you don't want to participate, that's great. Show up, have fun. But the parade will start at 4:15. Check-in starts at 3:30. We'll just line you up in the order you show up. When they exit the parade, they'll exit into the pin trading fields, around that pin trading field. So it's not formal. We just let you have a field. We let these kids have fun with that. Around that pin trading field, we bought a bunch of fun stuff, though. We have a 90 by 60 blow-up corn maze. I have a climbing wall set up. Strap the kids up in, and they can climb 30 feet in the air. We have something called a quad jumper. It's kind of reverse bungee jumping. It's got 4 kids that can bounce like 25 feet in the air. It's a really neat deal. We have 2 bow vendors coming, the only vendors we'll have at the 12U event. And I've got 5 face painting stations, along with the same DJ that was down in the Springs last year. He really gets what kids like. It was a lot of fun. Once we get through the parade and the kids go off to their pin training, we'll have a field of kickball for parents and coaches. It's drop-in. You can just form up teams and we'll go. Once that parade gets off of the main field, we'll have kickball for kids. And then we have a backyard extravaganza, for lack of a better term. We've got 10 cornhole setups. We've got spike ball. We've got bocce ball. We've got that, it's called Polish cornhole, I think. It's the bottle goes on the pole. You try to knock it off with a Frisbee. Just some fun times with kids in the backyard, right? So that's what that's designed to do from 4 to 7. They do have concessions there. They will be open. The lines can get long. I don't think it'd be a bad idea if you wanted to bring your own water, snacks, etc. In the South, Tuesday is a free day unless you're signed up for the early identifier camp at Skyview. If you're participating in the EIC, you need to show up early. We start at 8 o'clock with pitchers and catchers, so we start taking check-in at 7 a.m., and then position players start at 9 a.m. I'll send you more details. You've already gotten some of them if you've nominated kids. We have 248 of the finest kids from these teams nominated by coaches. We'll evaluate them further with our coaches. And then the tippy top of those kids will go up to Westminster that evening and participate in a camp where they'll be up right alongside the 16U Power Pool All-Stars, which means there's lots of college coaches there. It's pretty cool. If you're not playing in the EIC, this is your day off. I'll tell you some cool things to do in Colorado Springs. Go visit the Air Force Academy. It's cool. It's amazing. Garden of the Gods is just that. It's one of the most amazing things you'll ever see. The Cheyenne Mountain Zoo is one of the neatest zoos you'll ever see up the side of a mountain. Drive up Pikes Peak. They have a cog railway up there that's really cool. Head down to Royal Gorge. That's a pretty amazing suspension bridge over a big, deep crevice. Manitou Falls is really neat. You can walk upstairs forever if you're up for it. And there's a thing called the incline. Mom, Dad, if you're fitness freaks, take your kids down there and try to walk up that thing as fast as you can. Best of all, so we have rafting partners, right? So if you have interest in that, our partners, Raft Masters, they have trips down I-70, which is pretty cool. But the really neat one for you Springs people is to head down to Arkansas. They're on our website. They'll give you a discount, 20%, if you sign up with us, but Tuesday's the day. Done with opening ceremonies, and I'll just close everything up. Power Pools, you'll start play on Tuesday. You'll play Tuesday, Wednesday pool games. You will play a cross pool matchup on Thursday unless you win your pool. If you win your pool, you'll go down to Aurora for the TV bracket. The 16 pool winners will enter one bracket, play 16, 8, 4, 2, and that 2 o'clock, or that final game at 5 p.m. between the two teams will be televised. The rest of Power Pool will play cross-pool matchups, most of them in Erie, so you get a taste of Erie for you supplemental teams, and some will be on outliers. 14U is we'll finish up with Power Pools. Friday, Saturday is double elimination for Power Pools. Sunday, championship at Erie for the Final Four. The open 14U bracket, you will play pool 4 games instead of Power Pools 3. You'll play 4 games on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. You will have a day off. It's either Wednesday or Thursday. That schedule's been out since June 1st, so you probably know when you're off. Go rafting up here too. Friday, Saturday, we'll go to double elimination. Everybody advances to a bracket. The top 2 go to gold, the next 2 go to silver, the bottom 2 go to bronze. Pretty straightforward. There will be champions in all 3 divisions. The final 8 in gold, silver, and bronze will advance to final single elimination play on Sunday. Finally, 12U, it's our national championship. So we have the TCUSA National Championship every year for 14, 16, and 18. This year it's being held in Atlanta, Georgia in late July, mid-July. And this is our 12U version of that. So everybody's going to play in a gold bracket. As we grow this thing, we'll probably split it down the road. We're at 82 teams this year, which is a new record. But as we grow this thing, as we top 100, 120 teams, I'll probably turn it into a national championship and what we'll call the Sparkler Juniors experience for teams that want the experience of Colorado, what's amazing, about Colorado and this tournament, but don't necessarily want to play for a national championship against the absolute best teams in the country. This year, you're all playing in the same bracket. You'll go through 4 pool into a double elimination, split 4 ways, 20, 20, 21, and 21, 4 gold brackets. Our top 8 from that group will play in a single elimination on Sunday. The last thing I forgot to talk about, the Power Pool Supplemental Elite bracket, so let me cover that, and I apologize, it's out of order. I'm an informal guy, and when things come to me, I talk about them. So we had this new thing this year, Supplemental Power Pools has existed in other tournaments for a while, and we decided to expand the wealth, so to speak, give more teams more time in front of more college coaches. So I put 33 teams, 1 dropped out this morning, so 32 teams, into their own pools. The top team from each supplemental pool advanced to Power Pool to round out our 64. And the remaining 24 teams went into an elite double elimination bracket. You're going to play straight double elimination Friday, Saturday, 2 brackets, and then the top 4 from those 2 brackets will advance to supplemental championships. They'll be held in Erie alongside the Power Pool championships on Sunday. All that stuff is on the website. Should be no surprises there. Watch for this lineup card in your packet, and remember, everybody has to check in. Watch for this video, obviously is already up, but watch for the map of the Northern Colorado Loveland Barnes area to come up shortly, so you know where you're going on Monday for opening ceremonies. If you have any questions, I'm not going to give you my cell phone, but my number is 970-672-0549. I'm pretty hard to get a hold of this week, kind of running on fumes. We've been at this all year, and these last 2 weeks, they really wear you out. An email is best bet, and I will reply to them as I'm able. If I didn't cover something here, ask the question. I'm happy to answer it. Staff will all be in red shirts this year. That's a new thing. It will not be this shirt. This is one of last year's shirts. But staff will be in red this year, so you'll find everybody in red. If you have a question, grab a staffer. They're there to help. Again, approach them with a little decorum. Thanks for watching, and can't wait to see you guys all next week. Thanks.